Today is Holy Saturday, which is called Black Saturday, Sábado Santo, the day between Good Friday and Easter Sunday. The term Black Saturday is used in some Christian traditions to signify the sorrow and mourning following Jesus' death on the cross. The word black symbolizes grief, silence, and the darkness of the tomb where Jesus lay. This is a quiet day with no Mass celebrated until the Easter Vigil at night. Holy Saturday is a day of silence, waiting, and hope. The world seems to pause between the sorrow of Good Friday and the joy of Easter. The disciples were lost in grief, their hearts burdened by uncertainty. But beneath the silence, God was at work. This day invites us to trust even in the silence of God. There are moments in life when we feel abandoned, when prayers seem unanswered, and when darkness overshadows our hearts. Holy Saturday reminds us that silence is not absence. It is the space where faith is tested and hope is purified. The tomb was sealed, but it was not the end of the story. In the quiet of Holy Saturday, we learn to wait. Naghihintay tayo, believing that resurrection is coming. When we face struggles, when life feels like a long Holy Saturday, we hold on to hope. Easter dawns after the darkest night. Let us embrace this silence with trust. Tiwala lang. Have you ever wondered why we honor Mary every Saturday? It's a popular devotion, of course, and it's even liturgical. The memorial of our Blessed Virgin Mary on Saturdays. Why? It is because of her unique role on this day, Holy Saturday. While the disciples were scattered and in despair, tradition holds that Mary remained steadfast in faith, believing in the promise of Jesus' resurrection. This unwavering hope and trust in God make her an example of faith for the Church. And Saturday is seen as a day to honor her steadfastness. Like Mary, who held on to the faith in the promise of her Son, we wait. Let us prepare our hearts, for soon the Alleluia will break forth, and the light of the risen Christ will shine again. Hope is never buried. It rises.
Hi, my name is Gwen. I'm a mom of 3. I'm a housewife. I'm a part-time financial advisor and an entrepreneur. Growing up, my life was sheltered. Ako yung tipo ng bata na nakapunta na ng Disneyland, mayaya. But then, as I grow up, nagkakaroon ako ng iba't ibang challenges in life. And one of my first major challenges in life was when my parents separated. So like other broken homes, may mga problems kami, may mga traumatic experiences. I always feel na parang kailangan ko i-prove yung sarili ko because I'm a product of a broken home. So, nagkakaroon ako ng mga maling decisions in life, pagiging emotional ko, mga ganyan na nagdudulot ng mas malaking problema sa buhay ko. So, I got pregnant when I was 24 and hindi pa kami ready. So, we got married 2 years later. In my marriage, it was challenge in every aspect, especially financially. So when we were starting, okay lahat, parang perfect lahat. But then, biglang bumagsak yung business ng lola ko first, Next to that was, bumagsak din yung piggery or hog raising farm ng husband ko. So another adjustment. Yung mother-in-law ko who was helping us in a lot of ways. And yung lola ko who was also our moral support, they passed. So they died na magkasunod. So parang unti-unti lahat nawawala. But even if we were facing different challenges in our married life, I felt na kaya ko to. Parang the more kong pinuprove na I'm strong, even if I'm seeing people around me na nagiging weak, ako yung magiging strong. So, tinatry kong maging perfect. Sa fitness, sa workout, sa ganyan, sa mga anak ko. I was a stage mom. Pulido lahat. Talagang mina-micromanage ko yung household namin, yung buhay ng mga anak ko, yung husband ko. Until yun nga, one day, wala na lahat. As in, lahat ng tinundar namin, lahat ng mga negosyong meron kami, lahat ng reasons kung bakit I was being validated at that time, parang in one snap, bigla ka na lang gumising na wala nang natira sa'yo. But then, in 2023, it was the time na hindi na ako makabangon. Hindi, literally, physically, hindi na. So, na-diagnose ako after 3 weeks of just staying on my bed. I was diagnosed with 2 autoimmune disease, which was Graves' disease with Graves' eye disease. So, dalawa siya, sa thyroid and sa eyes, which affected my thyroid, my heart, and my eyes. And yung sa eyes, yun yung mas mahirap tanggapin because it will physically deform your face. You know, as a person, yung personality ko talaga and yung line of work ko, I interact with a lot of people. So I get my confidence with how I look. And knowing na nagkasakit ka, walang cure, walang prevention, ganyan, na pwedeng magtuloy-tuloy at tuluyang masira yung mukha mo. Doon ako bumigay. Parang sinabi ko, Lord, hindi ko na to kaya. It was literally and figuratively more than 6 months na nakahiga ako sa dilim, na naghihintay ako sa dilim, na nabubuhay ako sa dilim, na hindi ko alam kung liliwanag pa. Pero talagang literally dilim kasi hindi kaya ng mata ko yung ilaw. Light sensitive and nakakatakot yung itsura ko. So ayaw kong makita yung liwanag. Ayaw kong makita. Gusto ko lang sa dilim. Doon lang ako nabubuhay. Dumating sa point na parang every time gigising ka, ba't hindi mo pa ako pinatay? Parang ganon. Wala ka ng motivation. Hanggang sa one day, I was invited to join our parish renewal experience seminar, and I was given this flyer to attend. Parang wala talaga akong gana kasi parang ayoko nang makita yung liwanag. The seminar was at 7:30 in the morning. Bumangon ako 7:25 when I decided na a-attend ako, and the rest was history. Kung yung iba, sudden radical transformation, like in one snap, nagbago yung buhay nila, in one snap, naramdaman nila yung healing. Ako, gradual, na nararamdaman ko siya each step of the way, each day, one day at a time. Yun, nagkaroon ako ng somehow healing hanggang sa nag-join ako ng iba't ibang ministries na talagang palaki ng palaki until very significant na yung transformation ko. At mas naintindihan ko na yung faith ko. From that seminar, I became a volunteer catechist, which really changed my life. Na mas naging involved ako sa mga kids, dun sa mga students ko sa catechism, sa school. Eventually, I became a lector and commentator. I really feel na minsan pag may mga questions ako or doubt ako, doon ako kinakausap ni Lord kasi talagang minsan, tumbok talaga yung mga sagot sa mga questions ko with the readings and psalms na kailangan ko for that day. And I feel God's presence na ini-equip niya ako every time gusto ko nang bumigay. Every time, wala ka naman yata ganyan. So doon kakausapin niya ako. And in a lot of other activities in the church, yung mga nakikilala kong tao, sila din nagiging instrument to inspire me na sa mga salita nila, nararamdaman ko kinakausap ako ni God through them. Lahat ng opportunities na dumadating, I started being grateful and consciously noticing and realizing that these are actually small miracles that God is doing in my life to transform me and to make me understand and be closer to Him. In the middle of all these challenges, God was with me all the time. Kaya niya binigay tong mga problema na to is because He's calling me to step up. Na-feel ko talaga yung growth na hindi lang prosperity gospel. Mas masarap akapin yung cross. In suffering, in pain, in hurt. After the sorrowful mysteries, there's always a glorious resurrection.